Good night and welcome to week 4 of Lords of Luxury's Constructed League. We're playing Legacy this time, and with me, my name is Cosme, and who do I have with me?
Wow, I love this.
Just testing out a new intro. But
Yeah,
who,
yeah,
who,
yeah.
who
No,
do
it's
I
good.
who
It's
do I
good.
have on comms?
Who else is here in the booth? I'm Little Willie, uh, calling in from the internet. Uh, that's me.
And who we got one more.
I'm Talia. I assume you already know who I am.
That's
Wow.
that's a safe assumption. That's
The
a safe
the
assumption.
fan fave.
So to quickly kind of put this matchup in perspective, we've got the two undefeated players thus far, clearly playing the deck that is banned.
Whoa, whoa,
Uh,
whoa, whoa. There's a third undefeated player. Hold on.
I'm sorry. Well, two of the three undefeated players
Thank you. Thank you.
playing, a deck that has been since been banned, or cards that have since been banned rather, in an initiative. So let's take a look real quick at Taylor's deck. I don't know if y'all two have the deck lists up. I can get them for you. But so really, what we're talking about is a Selesnya initiative deck versus. Oh, of course, my keyboard doesn't work over there. Selesnya initiative versus mono white. Having only played the mono white deck, um, yeah, I don't know. I'm really curious about the differences here. So let's see, what makes the Selesnya Initiative deck a Selesnya deck. We've got.
Nothing. Once upon a time.
Is it just Once Upon a
It's
Time?
just once upon a time.
Wow, wowie, wowie. All right, well, Once Upon a Time is a good card, and
I think
that's it.
there's not. I don't think there's a ton to talk about in game one. Honestly, just in terms of like their deck lists are unbelievably similar. I do find the sideboards more interesting, just in terms of like they seem wildly different. Um,
All right, what are we looking at then in the sideboards?
like the four of Fairy Macabre and Taylor's.
Hmm.
I don't think it's relevant here. I'm just like, why do you have four of these? Um,
Right, must be for graveyard decks, but yeah, not
yeah,
should be relevant in this matchup. Do we see any sideboard cards that we think are good in the mirror?
I mean maybe Containment Priest for. Well, no, Evoke is still casting, right? It's
Yeah.
just an alternate
Um,
cost.
yes, Containment Priest could be applicable against Throne of the Dead, but I have to assume that you're not bringing it in just for that.
No.
Potentially, maybe it's correct. Actually, maybe it's correct to do it like specifically on the draw or specifically on the play, not knowing like everything about them. So I don't know everything about the matchup. Just
Yeah.
'cause,
It honestly seems to me like this is really just going to be a like a card quality test of just like who's drawing better, who's getting stuff out faster. Because like looking at
Sure.
the decks, they're really really similar. They seem to have almost exactly the same.
I, w-
Almost.
I
Again,
would
there's
I would
there's
say maybe
there's
the
variance, but
one big difference that I'm seeing, just from a quick
is
scan, is the four swords in the main deck for Taylor, where
yes, I was
where
going to say
Caleb
they're
has
all
to
on the
pull them in
board
off the
for.
off out of the board. So I feel I
Exactly. And I do also think I'm realizing Caleb has a playset of Thalias in the main that I assume are going to all become swords in game two. Like,
mm,
oh,
what is Thalia? I mean, it's a early creature, I guess. Like, it can maybe help you fight over the initiative, but like the fight over initiative in this one is not going to be as combat based as it is. Like, they both have ways to just play a creature that does it.
yeah.
wait,
Um,
do neither of them have Kami? Or oh,
no.
Caleb has Empty Shrine Kanushi, which is very
Yes,
important here.
yes, that is my favorite sideboard deck
It's
against the
so funny.
mirror. It's so funny.
Which
But
one?
yes,
Empty Shrine Kanushi.
Empty Shrine Kanushi is a 1 mana 1/1 from Saviors. I don't even know. I don't know the set symbol off the top of my head, but it just says Empty
Oh,
Shrine Kanushi has protection from the colors of permanents you control, which are all going to
that's
be white. People only have white cards in this matchup, except for Taylor.
yes.
But
That's
last time
very
I
funny.
checked, uh, Once Upon a
But
Time
it's
is not
Uh,
a permanent.
all right. Well,
yes.
let's. Sorry. Go ahead. Go ahead, Talia. Otherwise, I was
I'm
gonna.
destroying Tanushi is specifically important because it is a way to steal the initiative,
That's right.
which
Yeah,
That
100%.
makes sense. All right. Well, let's not babble any further. Let's get into it, and we can see what's gonna go down. Just let them
I
know.
am running into an issue. I mean, tell them to start for sure, but
Wait.
Caleb has not accepted my buddy request on Cockatree, so I can't watch the game.
Oh, I can stream. I can stream it. Yeah.
how does it feel to for our coverage to suffer because Caleb doesn't like us?
Well,
I mean,
I'm streaming, so you should be able to see it. And let me make sure that I can see their hands because I am not. I'm not.
oh,
Do like
we're definitely gonna have to make him restart the game then.
Okay, one second. One second. Hey, hey, fellers, real
Mm-hmm.
quick, two things. Could you guys restart the game with hands? Can see hands? Because I can't see your hands right now.
Oh, yeah.
And,
Sure.
and then
Yeah,
the
yeah,
other,
that
and then
works.
the other thing is, Caleb, can you accept Lil Willie's
I
friend
did. I
request?
did.
Okay, great. Thank you very much.
Creating a new one. Spectators can see hands.
Awesome. Thank you.
Cool. Taylor's got the same name.
Okay.
All right. Dodged a bullet there. So Lil Will, you should be able to. You should be friends with.
I'm in. I'm in. I'm good.
Yeah. Okay. And try to spectator. Let's see if I can see hands.
Well, they haven't started the game yet,
Right.
so
I assume I will be able to.
okay. Looks like we can see hands.
Excellent. All right. Little hiccup. We'll fix that in post. Fix that in post.
Mm.
All right, Caleb.
All right, so I think Caleb wins. Is how this game is gonna go. Oh, Caleb, that what the fuck? That's a disgusting way to draw 7 cards.
Caleb draw them one at a time.
He drew them one at a time with Control D, presumably.
Well, so
I thought his D key was broken.
I don't know.
well, so here we go. Caleb has a way to get initiative on turn one.
Turn one. Pretty good.
Pretty good, I would say.
Pretty good to do that. I think the hand itself is kind of shaky. Like if you don't find another white source, what do you do?
That's true.
I guess you just ride the White Plume Adventurer to.
And Taylor immediately.
Looks like he kept.
Taylor
Because
immediately
Taylor already
mauled.
mulliganing,
Yeah.
which was also correct because he had no white. I honestly like Taylor's hand.
Yeah, I mean,
on the draw.
because Taylor will be able to swords. Well, I guess we'll be able to swords
Something.
the first threat, and Caleb's going to be drawing into.
Yeah, I also think putting the
we'll
Mox
need-
back was definitely correct because
Yeah.
that Mox, the Mox he has is already getting pinched. Like
Yeah, so
he
this
doesn't
is
really want to put either of those cards under it.
this is super interesting. Okay.
Oh, Caleb's hand is quite strong. White Plume Adventurer is going to be able to get a planes, which means that he'll definitely be able to play out Elite Spellbinder
I did forget about the planes.
Yep, that's how the initiative works.
Thank you. That's why I have you two here, to keep me honest.
Well, but
Yeah,
also he can't necessarily Spellbinder because the City of Traders will be sacrificed by the planes.
well, so he'll be able to float the mana
Float the mana, yeah.
So we definitely can Elite Spellbinder at the very least.
Right.
His ability to cast spells after that is dubious, but the way this is
Sure.
looking, it seems unlikely.
But I mean, also Taylor. I mean, if Taylor really wants to go for it, he can just White Plume too. He loses his swords, which is rough. But like, he can just take the initiative back, or not even take it. Just take it immediately. I don't know.
Yes. Yeah, and there's not much of a punish for it. Oh, no, he can't. Oh, that's brutal. Though Callus
Yeah.
on 0. following up is pretty brutal, though.
Chalice on Zero, what is that? That's protecting against what exactly?
So the
Oh,
Chalice
the
He
on,
the
can't chrome
chrome, the
mox.
chrome mox. Ooh, yeah, that's good.
But
yeah,
it's, I
which
mean,
means that
I wouldn't say it's fine, but I think like he definitely goes to just swords the adventurer here.
oh yeah,
Maybe he holds it up. Yeah,
No,
okay.
no, no,
Just
no.
going for it. Well, I'm saying he could hold it up to see if like for combat step, I don't think that it like obviously Caleb would spellbinder and then he would have to do it in response anyway. But yeah, this is brutal because now he's also going to spellbind the the only other playable card in Taylor's hand.
An initiative just
Just sits around. Yeah.
continues to trigger.
yeah.
Yep,
Yep.
continues to at least, I guess. Oh,
Uh,
going down the right side. The lost well. That makes sense. That makes sense in a completely unfair way. You lose your creature, and you don't have to. You don't. You're not forced to put counters on nothing. Um,
it's very interesting to see. I mean, Caleb obviously the scry is going to be helpful in ideally getting a land.
Mm.
Oh, well, you could just do that. Yeah, I don't know. I think I might have gone Spellbinder.
oh, another adventure. Very. Oh,
The
going to.
second, I think without knowing what Taylor has, making the second adventurer makes a lot of sense.
Sure.
Because Caleb doesn't have guaranteed lands, he's heavily
He's trying
motivated.
to, yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, interesting. But he said, "I want the treasure." He swapped his.
Well, no. The I think he
Oh,
made it.
He was on the wrong
Yeah,
line.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
He's currently in the stash. He's not yet in the catacombs, if you
Yes.
yeah.
Yes.
if you will.
It would be great if they, would write the step they're on. But
Well, I think maybe they did in the
okay,
chat, but
they did, but just put it on the token.
yeah.
You can write things on tokens.
I think in most cases it's the number is pretty self-evident because often the initiative players are just playing down
Going
one
down the
side of
left
the
side.
undercity, but yeah, in this case we've already seen an instance where it makes sense to go down the other side.
But yeah, I mean Taylor needs to draw something here.
I mean, for what it's worth, I guess. Yeah, Taylor certainly
Cool.
needs to draw something, but also Caleb doesn't have any mana. I guess Caleb can still play this
Well,
this Thalia, and but can Caleb take back the initiative this turn? No.
No, but if Caleb attacks with, so if Caleb attacks with his White Plume Adventurer here, oh, did Caleb choose not to attack?
Or play the
That's
Thalia. That is very curious.
that's kind of shocking. The decision not to attack is kind of shocking. I understand
um,
not playing the Thalia, but
yeah.
when Caleb
I'm
decides
wondering if
not
he's
to,
thinking about the Touch the Spirit Realm cycle or channel. But even still, you could attack and like force that.
yeah, there's definitely a part of him that's going to be interested in touching the Spirit Realm on Taylor's second main.
Yeah.
But even then, it would probably make more sense to channel on his own.
So for
Uh,
Taylor here, Taylor I guess is considering which direction down the Undercity. Oh, I guess that decision has been made.
Which I think is correct.
Right.
oh, yeah. Caleb, I think, is intending to chump and touch the Spirit Realm.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah, which makes quite a bit of sense.
I mean, it'll still cause another initiative trigger, I would imagine, right? Like, because
Yeah,
Taylor
so
gets to keep the card. Oh,
yes,
not jumping.
oh, interesting.
What is going on?
Because
Uh,
I was assuming,
are we touching the spirit realm to get the initiative back right now? Oh, so sorry. You were saying that Caleb would block with his White Plume adventure, and then
Yeah, and then flicker it.
nothing.
that solitude is good though. That gives a use to Thalia at the very least. And that I have to assume Caleb is about to use Thalia, is about to evoke a Thalia on that White Plume adventure
Yeah,
or
that would make
exile
sense.
exile Spellbinder. Fascinating.
Yeah, what I wonder what value he sees in Thalia
We
Is there a
should.
video?
over a card that
Where's
actually does something.
Uh, Joe, go cockatrice.
I can. I'm outside.
Okay, I can stream for you. 1 second. I was just gonna say we should remember if there's any misplays that we are witnessing. Caleb is at the very moment also making a black bean burger for like 20 different people at the Brooklyn Strategist. So,
This is also true.
so it is
I
very
just want to
difficult.
point out,
It is very difficult
know-
to do the both things at the same time. That's all I want to say.
I know Taylor is also fuming right now. Taylor, yeah, okay,
Oh,
yeah. He's so mad.
what? Wait, what did I miss?
His draws have been awful. He has
Oh.
drawn nothing but lands the entire game, and then he drew a Chrome Mox and
Yeah.
conceded.
That's pretty brutal. All right. Well, I guess that game is about as weird as we would expect a mirror to go. Um, Taylor having the answer
Caleb on the
early.
fast track to being undefeated, the only undefeated initiative deck.
Yeah, I
But
mean,
let's see if Taylor can turn it around.
I think I have a bold prediction for the end of this one. By the end of this game, one initiative deck will still be undefeated.
Exactly.
I think we can say that for certainty. Unless I guess there's always potential for a draw, but I didn't write that into the rules, so there isn't a potential. Somebody should end up winning. All right. So what's coming in? So
Coming in, I think Caleb's definitely bringing in Archon and Empty Shrine, Kanushi, like we talked about. I
Yeah.
think presumably some number of swords,
I would expect,
if not
that
all
as
the
well.
swords. I would maybe go down. I mean, I would probably just clean swap swords for Thalia's, I think. I really don't see what she's bringing to the table.
Yeah, the Thalias didn't. I mean, yeah, the Thalias seemed kind of not, especially since he didn't decide to cast it at any point.
And like Chalice, I could see. I don't know.
Chalice looked really good on the Mox.
Yeah,
I mean, it hits Mox and Pedal for nothing, so it might even just be worth keeping in just for that.
I think some number, sure, but I also think that like
It's probably really play draw
he has
dependent
Moxes
also.
too. Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah, so
I don't
maybe
know
maybe
what
on
Taylor
the
brings in.
maybe on the draw it makes sense. It's the right call to take the chalices out.
I could see some number of Stony Silence come in for Taylor.
Oh, so that's interesting. So just looking at the deck list, basically the other than the quote unquote green in Taylor's deck, the real difference is chalice in the main, swords in the main, or really the difference between like who has chalice and who has swords in the main, right? So
Yeah.
Taylor has
Yes.
chalice in the sideboard versus swords in the main, and Caleb is the opposite. I would imagine Taylor, after getting wrecked so badly by by
That said, we
Chalice, they bring it in, but I don't know.
No, not necessarily.
No. Chalice is not good in the matchup, and I would expect
Yeah.
to see both Caleb side out. What we're going to see coming in from the Celestia deck most likely? What are we going to see actually?
I really don't think
These
much.
are
I think
not.
if anything, a couple Stony Silences just for the
All right.
maybe
Well,
if you get them out fast enough.
well
Like
we've got opening hands. Um,
You
Caleb
can
with
actually see the.
Caleb with his classic one card at a time draw method.
which
I
honestly
could.
he should just be banned for immediately. I love Taylor's hand.
Ooh, where's that Arcan of Absolution?
Yeah, what does this
That
card
should
do?
definitely, yeah.
Oh yeah.
It's a very interesting.
Yeah, Caleb's got nice cards, but it's slow. Oh, but I forget about this Chancellor.
He's keeping it, yeah. Which,
It's not.
Chancellor basically just counters, kind of. No, because it doesn't. Because you can just play a land and still Once Upon a Time.
Yes.
Yes, but Chancellor really eliminates the potential for Taylor to
Turn
just
one White Plume.
yeah, to turn one white plume, which
Yeah.
is kind of huge.
No, yeah, for sure. But Taylor, obviously, Taylor
Ta-
couldn't do that anyway. But
yeah, Taylor would need to
Caleb doesn't know
draw
that.
a land to be able to do that. I still imagine you will see some combination of like land Chromox Once Upon a Time.
Well, he doesn't
Oh, or
necessarily need to run the Chrome Mox out
That's true. That's true.
because Once Upon a Time will be free.
Well, Once Upon a Time will cost one if it's the first spell.
Yes, but hmm. Interesting.
No Once Upon a Time.
I mean, it's an instant. You can do whatever he wants.
I guess that's true.
See, the real question.
Sorry, go on. The real question.
We'll
Yeah,
never know.
we'll never know. No, I was gonna joke that the real question is whether or not he misses the Chancellor trigger.
I don't think he will.
I mean, especially since Taylor so gratefully paid it. Um,
Yeah.
so Once Upon a Time, what are we looking for here for Taylor? I assume a land.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Any of the lands that tap for 2 is going to be good for him. Any land really, because he can get to 3 mana this turn. But if you can do it without Chrome Mox, it's probably better. I still don't know about Caleb's hand. I mean, obviously, he's got lands and spells. It just seems so slow for what this deck wants to be doing. Like, it seems like, oh, I'm going to play my 3-drop fairly.
I mean, fairly is a stretch. He's playing his 3-drop on turn 2 with the Chrome Mox. Like, I think it is unreasonable to expect the deck to consistently have an initiative creature on turn 1.
Sure. It's just sometimes. And also, both of the White Plumes are banned anyway, so they're all cheaters.
Okay, so we're back to Taylor's turn.
You mix it up. You make this one say elementals.
Did I miss something? There's no way Taylor took 2 turns, right?
No.
I see. Sorry, yeah. It just went land, pass. I'm sorry. Back on track.
Yeah.
Yeah, he got the second cavern off the Once Upon a Time and drew the Lotus Petal.
Oh, what is Taylor gonna pitch to this Chrome Mox?
Seems like touch,
touch the spirit realm.
Interesting.
which makes sense, but
I have to imagine touch is better than solitude at this point. Wait, did he have 2 touch the spirit realms in hand?
yeah, he did.
Oh, then that makes sense.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah,
Well,
I like this.
I mean, it does.
Here's the question: Does Caleb just?
Hmm.
Oh well, now here's the real question: Does Caleb White Plume to get the initiative back, or try to play the Archon to just combat it back?
What is?
Re
Oh,
re reveal Chancellor of the.
well, he can't play Archon just yet, right? Because Archon costs 4.
Oh, it does. I thought it was a 3.
Yeah. So it looks like it's either a White Plume or a Spellbinder, and I imagine at this
It's
point you just
probably White Plume.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I guess the thing is, next turn, if Taylor really wanted to, Taylor could just hardcast Solitude.
Yeah.
Oh,
Hmm.
Spellbinder.
Okay.
I mean, at at this point, do you just solid? Well, I guess you can't Solitude in response, right?
You can. It doesn't do anything. I mean, it does. It'll get rid of both of your cards, but
No, there's not much room for solitude in response. Uh,
I guess it just
no,
gets rid of both of your cards, and it gets rid of the Spellbinder, so you can keep like attacking. But
I mean,
I have a judge question.
yeah, what's up?
So I'm elite spellbinding the Taylor right now. If I choose touch the spirit realm, does he have a way to channel it?
No, it can't be channeled.
because it's exiled.
Yeah, if it's not in his hand, he can't
Yeah.
channel. Okay,
Yep, correct.
cool. That is all I had to ask. Thank you.
No problem.
See, Taylor knows how to write the title on a token.
yeah, well, Taylor's got years more of brain development under
True.
his under
A
his.
lot more prefrontal cortex.
That's right. So and let us not forget that Caleb is currently making at least half a dozen flat whites
Yeah.
for the
The
Hassid couple in the back of the strat who are
hmm
on their
hmm
date. Um,
hmm hmm
though I don't know, can they drink caffeine? A question for another stream. Um, we're not
I
going to get it.
believe so. They're not Mormon.
We're not going to get into these political, religious chats on this.
Too political.
Too political. All right. So what do we have going on here? So the spirit realm is out of the hand. Solitude still in hand. So I mean, Taylor could still just cast Solitude.
No. He's
No.
also got a
Yeah,
5/5 if he wants.
And we'll see what.
Taylor is about to be at the point where he can hardcast solitude, and I imagine there's a good chance we'll see that.
Yeah.
I mean,
I
Or,
think probably just. Oh,
but
interesting.
we might also
He
see the
wants to
touch the
scry.
spirit realm. Oh, for that matter, I do wonder if the Rams came in just so that you can cut some of the less compelling cards from the main, and there are certain and she can hit chrome boxes or honestly touch the spirit realms.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Does they ever get played out as removal? Because I could definitely see Taylor just playing out the touch the spirit realm as removal against Elite Spellbinder here.
Yeah,
But we're
I like Solitude better. Buffs up his board.
I mean, yeah, and Taylor is like way ahead on the Undercity race, which I guess this is really what this game comes down to.
Yes.
It's just a little mini game to the end of the Undercity. Um,
Which is kind of why it's like whoever goes first wins. It's not quite obviously that cut and dry.
kind of. So the thing is, because Caleb is gonna, if Caleb plays out, hmm. So Caleb, I have to assume, is gonna play out the White Plume Adventure here and take the
Yeah.
initiative.
Oh,
Yep.
What?
Yeah,
How did he
that's the
cast
other
that?
alternative. Yeah, he played. Yeah, so the Arcade is going to really throw a wrench
Oh, did he
into.
double Iganjo'd? I understand.
yes, that's right.
Yeah,
Okay. Okay. Yeah, I was just like, how did he... No, yeah, I like Archon.
So I mean,
I
Archon
feel
is
like
a.
I would,
Go ahead.
knowing Taylor's hand, I would probably have preferred the Seasoned Dungeoneer, but I think that this is perfectly
Mm-hmm.
respectable. Seasoned Dungeoneer just real hard to get, and it's not like Caleb can't play out the Arcane next turn. But either way, this is
So Taylor's trying to figure
obviously.
out if he goes into the arena or to stash. I guess the real question is, do you want a 4/1 black skeleton creature that could perhaps even attack through this Archon, or do you want a card eventually?
I think you stash because like you're almost always going to want the 4/1 anyway, and Caleb is goading doesn't get you anything that
Yeah.
Caleb isn't already going to do.
Oh yeah, I mean goading obviously is not doing anything. Land is not a great draw.
No, I'm just like
So I mean the real question is, does Taylor just throw one of these creatures away to keep
I
going
don't
through
think
the
so.
Undercity? Well,
Hmm.
guess so. Because let me remind myself what initiative. Whenever one or more creatures deals combat damage, you take the initiative. Whenever you take the initiative,
Yeah,
and so every
so
time you deal combat damage, you
this
move further. You move further into the dungeon. Is that right?
No, that it's that the only time you get the initiative is on upkeep or when you take it
Right.
from another player. But that text at the top of the thing is just to say the what's it called, monarchy rule.
Got it. Got it.
that seems like a bit of a strange choice from Taylor. That
Yeah, I don't fully get what he was trying to get out of that. I guess,
like
well, yeah, he's delving further or venturing further.
yeah, but he was going to venture further even without the attack.
Yeah, I
The attack
know.
And
accomplish
and I think the thing is that
nothing.
the question I have is the attack doesn't actually help him venture further,
No,
right?
that's what I'm saying.
Right.
No, yeah. Like
He doesn't
if
need to do
depending on
damage to move it. He needs to do damage to get it back when Caleb inevitably steals it with his unkillable, unblockable creature.
yeah, though
I'm almost like, was there a line of exiling Chrome Mox with the Touch the Spirit row? Probably not. Like I think definitely better this turn to White Plume and get deeper.
So I'm seeing a touch the spirit realm in Taylor's like stack area.
That's exiled with Spellbinder, so it costs 5.
yeah.
Oh, I see. I see. I see.
So Caleb is going to be running into a bit of a problem here because there is no way for him to stop Taylor from resolving Throne of the Dead 3 next turn.
Yeah.
That said, there's a good chance it won't matter that much,
Um.
depending on. So Taylor doesn't have any hits that are quite as strong as Caleb's.
Right. He doesn't have
From
the same kind of white anti mirror creature tech.
The pro
yeah,
white cards. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So maybe
like
then
he
what
can't
Taylor?
hit.
Go ahead.
Sorry. Well, it's just Taylor. Taylor can't hit like the pro white cards. He also Playing White Plume Adventure over Seasoned Engineer is interesting. Oh, that's real good. That makes sense.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, this does work to stop things. Huh. Yeah. Because what? Wait,
Almost like what are even Taylor's outs to this creature?
I don't think Taylor has
I don't
any.
think Taylor has a single one. Maybe I
Oh,
Ganjo.
Well, I mean,
that's a real.
that's a great draw,
Yeah.
right? I
Yeah.
mean, because he just gets the to ultimate the Undercity right away before even attacking. Um, or do you attack? I mean, hmm.
Real question is if he attacks first. So Taylor attacking will almost inevitably bait Dungeoneer Solitude from Caleb, and
Right.
being able to follow them up with his own Dungeoneer is impressive. I think Dungeoneer is Taylor's primary out to the pro white creature because Dungeoneer does attack with
Yeah.
protection. Like
Yeah.
Dungeoneer, yeah, does attack with pro creatures, and
Which also means that
makes
that I mean, hmm. What does he give pro creatures here? Well, I guess we'll resolve these triggers one at a time. Um,
I mean, the only thing he can give protection is the adventurer in terms of what can attack this turn.
oh, right, cleric, rogue, warrior. Sure, sure, sure.
Yeah. Does not care about elementals or skeletons.
Ooh.
Ooh, a little palace jailer action.
Palace
Don't mind if I
Palace
do.
Jailer's pretty nice, but Palace Jailer still doesn't. It gets rid of the plume, but
No,
doesn't get rid of the
it's
Archon.
never gonna. Taylor
Nothing. I mean, nothing
literally
is
has
getting.
one out to the
yeah,
Archon, and
What?
it's a Ganjo.
Palace
So he
Jailer.
can't be. He's not looking for an out. He needs to just like steamroll Caleb through the
But
Archon.
Palace Jailer also does
Yeah.
give him the Monarch, which is another
Yes, but
card.
then it also gives
So
Caleb the Monarch
yeah,
if he wants it.
That's true.
yes. Introducing the Monarch to the game is a very dangerous proposition for Taylor. Um, uh,
Interesting.
I honestly I have to assume that.
Okay,
Oh, that's
he's going
okay.
for it.
Okay, yeah.
I honestly don't hate, and I don't know if this is what you were about to say, Talia, but I don't hate Dungeoneer. That's like having a redundant Dungeoneer to really make sure I'm getting that damage in.
Dungeoneer is nice. I think the best option, honestly, would have just been the Solitude because it
Okay.
would have because exiling Caleb's white. So the problem is that Palace Jailer doesn't actually, in a practical sense, exile Caleb's White Plume Adventurer in the way that Taylor needs it to.
I mean, it
Um,
does, but I know what you're
no,
saying. But like that, he can just get it back.
yes, and he can get it back before the next point at which the White Plume Adventurer is meaningful. Specifically, like the next point at which that White Plume Adventurer is meaningful is Taylor's next upkeep, and Caleb will have it back at that point. Um, Plus, getting it back from under the Monarch will give Caleb another initiative trigger, which is probably not ideal.
All right, so we're seeing a Solitude on the Seasoned Dungeoneer.
That makes sense.
But this is before attacks.
And with the evoke, interesting.
Okay, I have to assume Taylor's going to attack with that skeleton and nothing else.
Yeah, that's what I would
Why?
do.
Why do we think Caleb evoked that instead of just exiling the card he would use for Solitude anyway to Chrome Mox and hardcasting it?
He wanted to avoid any of the white creatures getting pro creatures against
No, I
this
understand.
combat.
I think his line was correct, but just looking at his resources and what he has in hand, he exiled a white card to evoke Solitude, but he could have exiled the card to Chrome Mox and
Well,
hard cast Solitude.
because he wanted to cast it now rather than on his turn.
Oh, okay, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So this
I
doesn't do a
see.
whole. This doesn't do a whole lot. I mean, is Caleb
But
just?
Caleb's in a tough spot. Like he has a unkillable creature that can also block one thing for days. Well, except for the
Pretty,
skeleton. Um,
I'm pretty sure Caleb is distinctly ahead at this point.
Caleb is.
Um, yeah, like, yeah, he's further in the Undercity than Taylor is. Plus, he has both Monarch and Initiative. He's gonna get another.
well, he's only
He's gonna
further in
get,
the Undercity by virtue of Taylor already having gone through the whole thing.
well, yes, but given that Taylor has finished the whole thing. Oh, interesting.
What?
That makes sense.
He's
Goad.
goading the White Plume.
I see.
Yeah. Yep.
So that means that the White Plume has to attack next turn. Is that right?
Yep.
Yes. Into the Archon, presumably. Oh, unless it has pro creature.
Which it looks like it will.
It looks like it's gonna.
I mean, that seems unlikely since Caleb has a Swords to Plowshares.
Oh.
Well.
Oh, which they drew off the Monarch. That's very, very
Yeah.
good.
But I think you
Like-
also get in with the skeleton, right? Like, he can't do anything.
Yeah, for sure.
Skeleton's
that.
pretty. Yeah.
So like, Taylor's getting everything back this turn.
Mhm.
Even through a swords. Like, how close is
And
anyone to these Amirias?
And honestly, like, I mean, there is still like an actual real game of Magic going on here with like life totals and such.
Yeah, that's
So
that's
Taylor
more
is
what I was
pressuring.
saying.
Yeah, Taylor is pressuring the life total of Caleb here. This Karak is really. Is there? Are there
Caracas doesn't do much.
oh, touch the spirit
Oh,
realm.
right. Right. The Touch of the Spirit Realm. Yeah, that's
We
pretty.
all forgot.
Yeah, that's pretty good for Taylor.
No, because it's not even channeled. It's just the whole dang thing.
Well, he can't channel it anymore. That
Well,
was
right,
the,
yeah,
that
yeah,
was the rules query.
I mean, yeah, I guess you just get in with the skeleton. I mean,
I mean, it's almost a weird question of like,
do you just swing out?
yeah, I
There.
don't think he does this turn.
Or maybe,
Hello?
Hello?
hey, what's up?
I have a question, a judgy question.
Yeah.
How does goading work with the Archon tax?
You are not required to attack because you're not
So-
required to pay.
So because I'm not okay, because I'm not required to pay,
Yes.
it's my choice anyways. Okay,
Which doesn't
just
mean,
because there's like an elective pay thing that I can choose not to, that just means it automatically,
Exactly.
doesn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I mean,
can he pay for something else? Is he allowed to pay?
Yeah,
for
I was
something
wondering.
else?
I was wondering if I had to like
So-
tap out of mana to not have to pay for it, but you're saying it just totally makes it optional because there's an additional step which offers me a choice. That's what you're saying.
Yes. So essentially, because give me a moment.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot more interesting interactions in this matchup than I had given it credit for at the beginning.
Yeah, so the so you're never obligated to pay the cost.
Okay.
And give me a moment. Give me a moment. Sorry, give me just a moment to confirm
Yeah.
this.
I feel like I've heard that before. I'm trying to think of when that would have come up.
Mostly present. Post card and magic. And Soul Ring.
Yeah, you're not required to. You're not required to attack with it because of the cost. You're never required to pay the cost, and you can pay the cost for other creatures.
Thanks so much.
Yep.
I think we just got it straight from the horse's mouth. What's about to happen, aka a Skelly attack.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Well, Skelly, if only the Skelly attacks, the Skelly's getting swords immediately.
Yes.
And Caleb is gonna be sitting pretty with everything.
Kind of.
Well, Caleb's gonna probably go either the archive. Caleb's about to either draw some cards or draw a card or
This is rough.
yeah. Like, I have to imagine Caleb's just gonna swords this in order to keep.
seems like the right play. I mean, it's the only problem. Oh
Interesting.
no!
Oh, wild.
No, that can't be right.
I can understand the fear of like a more impactful card, like for instance, the Seasoned Engineer that Taylor does have in hand.
Yeah,
But
but like Caleb, if Caleb keeps those two things for a turn cycle, he's way ahead.
yes.
Like the fact of the matter, or like the state of this game now is like a parody of everyone gets everything every turn.
Yes.
And if someone can break that, I think.
So the swords comes now. I don't get it, but
Yeah, that seems.
Seems kind of dubious.
What does he hit with it? The white plume? Okay.
Yeah.
So does Taylor have any way of? Oh, okay. I was looking at this Once Upon a Time in hand, and I was like, does Taylor have any way of actually casting this? And clearly, yes, they do with the treasure token.
So that's it. Caleb is clearly invested in casting this Amarius call.
I guess. That seems like it's going to be too little too late at this point.
Potentially, he'll likely be able
Yeah,
to cast
we'll
it.
see.
pretty soon. Like, oh, but he is literally dead on board. Yeah, not swordsing that skeleton was wild. It seems like, yeah, just hard to imagine how he'd be losing here if he had done that.
Yeah.
And did he draw the card? He must be in the archives at the moment. Oh, Containment Priest.
Huh.
Well,
Yeah.
he's not dead. He can flash block with a containment priest.
I mean, this is going to be wild because he's about to be able to flash block with Containment Priest, get to Throne of the Dead 3, get his own thing, which might stabilize. Wow.
Well,
Yeah,
okay, but
maybe.
still, like Seasoned Engineers. Oh, there's no target for Seasoned Engineer for the attacking, right? Because Seasoned Engineer is not going to target the Palace Jailer.
I also just love the Once Upon a Times becoming like a way for Taylor to dig to his one out to this creature, because his only out to this creature is a land.
So, yeah. I don't think Aganjo is much of a realistic out, by the way, to this.
No, but
Like,
I literally like if you want to look at his list, I don't know.
oh,
I think he could get. I think like Caleb is obviously going to keep swinging with this thing to take stuff back. It's at 4. Like I don't know if Caleb is totally has that on his radar. He probably does.
So okay, let's see what can happen here. I mean, Taylor can put 2 counters on the skeleton right now.
Yeah.
And attack with
Keep in mind he does need to pay 3 mana
yeah,
to swing
but he's
out.
got what access to 4 mana or 6 mana.
yeah.
Dungeoneer costs 4, 2 for a
So he would not
skeleton
be able
and
to attack
the
everything.
jailer. Well, no, but he'd be able to attack with 2 things.
But it'll then cost, yeah. But one way or another, it'll cost him a bunch to actually attack.
Yeah.
Um,
I think if I were in Taylor's position here, I would probably just crack the Spellbinder first main just to look at the hand and then see if I can win. He's not interested in that. He's just going to go for it now.
yeah, and he's gonna win because he has the touch of the Spirit Realm to exile
Yeah.
containment priest for blocks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, with the channel. Yep.
We wait with bated breath.
I mean, he must see it unless
He did not seem to see it.
Well, we don't know. Nothing's happening. Oh,
no,
nope.
he let him block.
He didn't see it. That's rough.
I mean,
Again, though, it's like, what does Caleb do here? Like, how are you?
Yeah, I mean, I guess he just plays Spellbinder. Caleb's at 2. That Emiria is not going to get cast. Seems pretty
No, that Emiria is going to get eaten if you cast the Spellbinder, probably.
Though, I guess, I mean, is there anything Caleb can get via Throne of the Dead that...
I mean, he can get a removal spell, right? Like, there are Solitude and Palace Jailer style cards.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
I don't think...
The out is getting Solitude, but it's not enough because of that season. Because the Seasoned Dungeoneer is just gonna... Yeah.
So no Touch of the Spirit Realm. I'm confused. And no Spellbinder. Is Touch of the Spirit Realm for whatever comes down off of this throne?
Maybe, but like...
Yeah.
I guess Taylor's playing with extreme caution. I can see...
I guess. I don't know.
It feels like... It does feel somewhat like Caleb had this game with the swords on the skeleton token and preventing Taylor from taking anything for that turn.
Yeah. It's interesting.
And he's been fighting. Yeah.
Right, because like he would have had this Chancellor, right? This Chancellor still would have been in the top few, the top amount of cards.
Yeah.
And he would have gotten it a turn and a half ago.
And what Caleb is about to... Yeah, he's about to fill the board in the sense that he's going to get, he gets Solitude, he can exile this skeleton. And then he can cast Maria's Call. And, like, he's stable, except that Taylor just plays Seasoned Dungeoneer. Oh! Huh. Fun.
Did you notice that Taylor doesn't have a Seasoned Dungeoneerable creature?
No, Getting Loran to shoot the Touch the Spirit Realm and get Light Plume Adventure here is entertaining.
I guess that gets him another
Is that a lot?
land, right?
Yeah, but it also untaps the Arcane.
Yeah.
Which is what I think he's really leaning on.
Yeah.
And does Caleb have enough mana to also cast the Samiria? That seems pretty big game.
He does. Yeah, except again,
Oh,
Taylor just has
has trap.
yeah, Taylor just plays Seasoned Engineer, goes to trap, and the game is over. I think this did come down to Caleb being a bit too haphazard with his life total more than anything else.
Yeah.
Wow, man, my head is
I
spinning.
don't know. I think
There's a lot going on here.
there was a lot. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, Caleb is basically playing to Taylor not drawing or having a initiative card.
Yeah. And now, yeah, Taylor just wins now because.
Oh, this is fun. He says you don't get to draw.
Yeah, Taylor wants to pretend as if he's going to draw the Seasoned Engineer off the top of his library, even though he had it in hand all along.
Got Caracas bouncing around.
Well, why not for the rub-ins? Maybe Taylor's just gonna attack with this skeleton and win the game.
Well, 2 angels can block.
Well, skeleton's got menace, right? Oh, Loran has hexproof, is what I think.
Yeah, it has hexproof until Caleb's next turn.
Well, I mean, we still have the untap. This Undercity deals damage to you. Seems
like what I would do.
Seems pretty rudimentary, and then we're going to game
3.
Game 3. Yeah,
Caleb on the draw.
Taylor rearranging.
Or Caleb on the play.
Taylor rearranging his tokens just to make sure that we will be able to read
the game state. Yeah, very important.
Taylor thinking about how much time he wants to spend between winning the game and.
It seems like he's decided.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Nope.
Caleb probably had to step away to help somebody
to
teach somebody how to play Boggle for real for a quick second.
He had to go and recommend Sushi Go to a couple looking for a fun game night.
Yeah, that's right. Okay. Pouch Taylor.
Love a slow roll.
I mean, one way or another, we're taking this initiative back, but
I just what's the sure.
Listen, there are many ways to skin a cat or
beat a Caleb.
To beat a Caleb, that's right.
Yeah. Sure. Great. Okay. Yep. We did it. I just what? Yeah. There's nothing Caleb could have had. There's no. He had 1 card in hand.
Listen, I mean, I guess we haven't even considered that potentially these two players know these decks even worse than we do. Have we even considered
That's
that
true.
as a possibility? Because it's very possible.
I'm just glad we're getting. I'm glad we got like a really, really intricate game there. Because I worry with these decks that it would just be like one person's like, oh, I got initiative twice. Bye.
No, you're right. I mean, to the players' credits, to the deck's credits, these are very interesting games. I mean,
Well,
there's
the
just
second game was
so
interesting.
much
The first game,
texture.
Taylor drew 4 lands.
Well, yeah, sure.
I mean, yeah, I said Stony Silence, but I'm like, I don't even think. I don't know.
Yeah,
It really doesn't do that much,
It has
and
felt.
it kind of hurts you as much as it,
Yeah.
would hurt your opponent. But I do think I did like seeing the Lauren, and I think that might help Taylor think to bring his in too.
Yeah,
If he hadn't already, he might have.
did look very good. All right.
I'm also just shocked we haven't seen a single Archon. I feel like those are things that I mean, we saw the Caleb's sideboard Archon, but the Archon of Emiria.
Oh boy, these are some opening hands.
I mean, I think.
He,
Hmm,
ooh,
tough.
oof,
Oh,
ooh.
fascinating. I
Caleb
could
chucking
actually see
seven
Caleb
is.
keeping it.
I
could
I
actually
think
see.
Archon keeps it.
I think there's a real argument on Caleb's
Oh,
side
but
for keeping this.
Taylor's hand is very real now.
Is it? Because it's going to look real bad to Chalice on 0.
That's true. That's very true. But Caleb said, "I can't do that. I can't do a no initiative hand."
This hand looks also pretty good. I mean, we've got swords. We've got turn 1
Yeah.
white plume.
Yeah.
But like, what do you go down to? You probably go down Chrome Mox and a land. No, you need the Chrome Mox to power out the.
Yeah, I think you dump, or yeah, you dump one of the double lands.
Yeah,
That makes
city.
sense.
Yeah.
City and Spellbinder, maybe?
Well, I think he only needs to drop one.
No, he the thing he was looking at for a while was his second. Was his first
Okay,
ball.
okay.
His second. Yeah. Yeah, Caleb's hand though, I will say it's not all in, but it's
pretty all in. I mean, he's got a white plume adventure, say go with one card, one other card in hand, and Taylor's got, depending on what he draws next turn, 3 things that get the initiative back.
Might actually have been correct to lead Elite Spellbinder there.
I was going to say the same thing. Yeah, just to at least have some hand check.
Yeah. Like, also, like, because Elite Spellbinder is a flyer, it means that Caleb will probably be able to steal the initiative back if Taylor takes it.
Yeah, on an attack, yeah.
Caleb's still not using the correct annotation for the Undercity or phases, but, again...
he's probably, gotta kick someone out for...
drinking Bud Lights
for
in the
recycling
bathroom.
throwing pack wrappers in the recycling or drinking a Bud Light.
Yeah. Well, so now that it's Taylor's...
You can only drink craft beer on those premises.
Yeah, now that it's Taylor's turn, Caleb's probably trying to upsell somebody on the game Gloomhaven. So we should have some time to analyze what's going on here. So I think we just straight up go. Yeah.
He said he wants pedal instead of.
I like that. Because with Mox you have to get rid of one of these initiative creatures.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. And you have the Caracas and you have the planes coming. I mean, you'll be able to cast all of these things.
Sure.
And now Taylor, no Intercity. There it is. Okay, I was gonna say.
That Seasoned Dungeoneer looks real good right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a good draw.
That's pretty nice.
Oh,
I think you trade. Yeah, absolutely,
Oh yeah,
right?
yes, you're
100%.
basically forced into the trade.
Why not the seasoned engineer before to give it protection from
Because
creatures?
seasoned engineer before attack, because attacking first forces Taylor to block.
And lose the
So
creature. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess. But it seems like if you're Caleb, you're behind. You don't want to be trading resources, right? Like a one-for-one trade is almost always going to be
maybe
to.
he's not really behind on resources though.
Yeah,
Not
he's
that much.
not. He just played first, so he's been able to deploy more.
I guess he's
It's
getting an
like
extra card. Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah.
bottom both. Interesting. Oh no, he put this. He wants the city. Okay. No, he doesn't. He bottomed it. I can read.
Oh, he's scried. I see.
Yeah, like all Taylor really has now is the White Plume Adventurer, and it's not
Yeah.
going to do that much, especially because Elite Spellbinder is going to then come down and take the Seasoned Engineer for a while at least.
Well, unless he wants to commit to pitching the white plume for the season, but that would be.
Oh, looks like it.
Oh, maybe he is.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't hate this.
It looks good in front of Caleb Spellbinder. I'm a little more skeptical of it in a vacuum.
Sure, fair.
Oh no, Lily 5 is no longer watching the game.
What? Yes, I am.
Uh, the chat just said that both of you were disconnected from the server.
The server itself might be struggling. I'm gonna rejoin.
Yeah, unless there are like are there other game actions happening that I'm not seeing? Because it looks like I'm still in this game.
Well, it's Caleb's turn, so I think you might be missing.
Oh, all right. I should get back in there then. Uh,
Sure, sure, makes sense. I would attack.
well, you're gonna have to do some radio announcing because I am not getting
Okay,
back
yeah,
in this game.
some radio calling. Caleb drew a Chrome Mox. He has swung with his seasoned engineer, presumably naming itself,
All right, we're back.
and we're waiting to see how Taylor doesn't block because he can't.
Right.
Oh, now Tali is disconnected.
What?
Yeah.
No. Brutal.
Why is Caleb revealing the card? Oh, for explore. I understand.
Seasoned Engineer also explores. See, I just can't with this deck.
Yeah,
It's just,
that card does a lot.
there's just way too much going on. We got to read the Undercity. We got to read the like 2+ triggers.
Caleb's on Undercity 3, aka could be anything.
I think he scried.
He did scry. They both scried.
Um, so
So
maybe
he
it's
can-
Goad.
Well,
Well, it should. No, it's the Toke. Okay.
yeah.
Spellbinder revealing lands. I mean, it's looking to be just a regular old damage race that Taylor is currently
which
losing.
yeah, he needs something hot.
I mean, yeah, what would be good here? Like Palace Jailer would be nice.
Palace Jailer, Solitude probably better.
Solitude would be good.
Yeah.
It's
The City of
not.
Traders not so good.
That's not.
Not the so good.
That's not what we were looking for. I mean,
I
I
mean, you
guess
still have to
you have to
get in.
attack.
Yeah, yeah. Just accept you're going to 5.
I mean, the question is, are you going to the
Well,
arena? Or are you stashing? What just happened?
he's exploring.
Oh, that's right.
Wow, and he doesn't even get the Toki. Heartbreak.
Yeah, this is rough. I mean, I assume Caleb just keeps the pressure on, gets the skeleton next turn, and puts
Tough.
puts Taylor to 6 or to 5.
I think there's a good chance Caleb chooses to draw rather than get the skeleton, actually.
Hmm.
Like,
I don't know. I mean, I kind of like getting the extra body. Um,
I think Caleb is going to be offering on the premise that, like, almost anything he draws will be good. And it's going to be more than just a body. Like, especially if, for instance, Caleb hits Solitude, that's real strong. Well, it's not actually, but theoretically would be.
I
And,
mean, the body is just yet another creature that will
oh,
be.
but
Yeah,
Taylor is at 4.
I think the GG on the seasoned Dungeoneer is uh,
Yeah.
is potentially the. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
because it's just three. That's just three lethal creatures that I don't know. I don't know what Taylor's supposed to do with one draw step.
Well, he can get in, draw a he can draw a Solitude, get in with Seasoned Dungeoneer, draw off of the initiative, and then
Nope.
draw Touch the Spirit Realm. No, let me finish the line. Draw Touch the Spirit Realm. Uh, uh, and
Yeah.
then flicker Solitude and hit 2 creatures.
Well, damn.
Rough.
That's a win for Mono White Initiative over Selesnya Initiative. The winning not only the mirror match but the purity battle. Um,
Rough.
yeah, pretty interesting games. I guess the first one and the last one really came down. Well, so it looks like they came down to kind of play draw, which I think we sort of knew.
Yeah.
And Taylor just really drew some stinkers.
Yeah.
In both those first and second and third games,
Third games, yeah.
which is tough, especially with all the scrying and the extra draws. But yeah, I'm curious to hear.
I mean, yeah, he definitely scried, both to the bottom and then flipped that City of Traders. Like,
Yeah. Should we
nothing you
join?
can do about that.
Should we join them in general and ask them what
Yeah,
they
we can.
thought? Yeah. All right.
Let's go bug them.
Wait, no. Yeah, Tomb, Mox, Chancellor, and then White Plume and Elite Spellbinder. I put away a Swords to Plowshares and an Amira's Bow, I think.
Yeah, I mean, you just had like 2 cards in hand after that.
Yeah.
And then
I mean, but the flyer was pretty insane.
just anybody there was good for sure. Yeah. That was a good one.
Wow, you hate to see the bad guys win.
Yeah,
I
just
won.
as
But
I
also,
predicted from the
there
beginning.
were no winners here.
Well, just as I predicted from the beginning, initiative deck would win this match.
Wow.
I was the one who predicted initiative
You're so
maybe
smart,
wouldn't
Jose.
lose. So
Literally, you are a prophet, actual prophet over here.
where was the advantage bar on the opening hands of those game three? That
Game
seemed
three was definitely on you.
that seemed like nuts, right? Yeah, I just was like three initiativers. He went to 5.
Yeah, it's tough when you
Yeah,
don't
but
draw a
here's the
single
thing.
extra card after that.
Yeah, I just didn't
on the play.
draw a spell.
I was defending the Val that Caleb had the better hand there.
Given
Thank you.
play draw or just in general?
But I just had like 2
including
cheap
play
creatures.
draw.
Yeah, including.
Go ahead, Caleb.
Well, I had 2 cheap creatures. How was I able to deal with your white plume? Oh, I just traded with your white plume. But top decking the seasoned engineer on the second
Yeah.
turn there was absolutely bonkers. That was straight up bonkers.
Yeah, you drew a lot of heat, and I drew. Yeah.
I decided to play it
Taylor,
post
you drew some
combat.
Lotus petals. Don't be so down on yourself.
Got it.
Yeah. And I mean, like, I could have given the white plume adventure like protection on the turn that I drew the seasoned engineer, but I chose not to. Because there was like a small chance that if you choose not to block, then I would get 2 initiative triggers on the same turn. However, like if I were to play it and then swing, I don't have that opportunity.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Caleb, was there? Sorry.
No, you go. I think we're probably gonna ask the same question.
In game 3, was there a particular reason you chose to lead White Plume Adventure rather than
Spellbinder?
Spellbinder?
Well, that's a good question. I think in the case where like there is no turn 1 initiative, or he plays a creature like an Archon or an Elite Spellbinder of his own, like I get 2 initiative triggers. Just getting initiative in the game as soon as possible, and I'm on the play, so my creatures are gonna be able to attack first. I don't know. Having it in the game seemed very strong. That's kind of why I led with it. But I could have, I guess, prevented Taylor from playing his turn 1 initiative.
Well, you
if
could
there were
have. That was
if there were multiple turn 1 initiatives, I would have still been screwed, because then you would have taken it first. I guess my creature would have been able to swing.
Exactly. Yeah, that was kind of what.
But what if I had turn 1 initiative plus like swords or something?
Right, or Solitude, for example.
Yeah.
Or turn 1 Palace Jailer or something. Yeah, that's interesting. So commentators wanted it to play Spellbinder turn 1 over Bloom turn 1?
It was talking it arguing for it. I don't know if it was a unanimous agreed upon thing.
Well, yeah, that seems very counterintuitive to me, but
well, here's what happened. I did my play, and then I won the game. So when you think about it like that.
All right, let's leave the analysis up to the professionals here. Okay. I have another question. Game 2, Caleb, you had a swords in hand.
Yes, the swords heard around the world.
And you didn't target any of Taylor's creatures when Taylor was swinging out, I think in like the penultimate turn. What were you thinking? What were you thinking on that front? Because I think you ended up swordsing like end of turn.
I'm trying to remember.
Basically, Taylor was swinging with
the dungeon had already been completed, and right. So yeah, no, I definitely did punt a little bit. I guess the thought was just to not let Taylor untap his whole board. But then again, my only creature at that point was. Oh wait, no, was this a? This was not the turn that I had the 2 angels.
I think it was the turn.
Would have been the turn before that.
Yeah.
Yeah, this was the turn. This was specifically the turn where Taylor was attacking with only the
Skeleton.
Token, then played the Seasoned Engineer post combat, and you swords it.
Well, I swords the White Bloom adventure. Not the
Oh, right.
Season.
Yes.
Yeah, that's a good question. I think I may have just misplayed. That may have just been that.
Yeah, we
But
were.
but I feel like I can't remember exactly, but I feel like I would have wanted to protect it. I don't know why I wouldn't have done that.
I mean, we were giving you a lot of slack because we assumed that you were busy, like in between turns and in between decisions. You were busy making some like Aussie tourists a flat white, and trying to upsell them on X-wing. It's understandable
Sure.
that you would miss some of the more intricate lines.
We can say that that's what I was doing, and that's why I punted. But unfortunately, that is not why I punted. I was fairly focused, fairly.
Okay. Can't say I didn't give you an out.
Can I get an excuse like that? Actually, I would love
Yeah,
I'd love something I
Taylor
could
was
claim right
having
now.
some brain fog, some long COVID symptoms actually.
Whoa, no politics on the stream, okay?
Yeah, too political.
What do you mean?
You know what you did.
Yeah. Any other thoughts or comments? I mean, I thought it was, I have to say the game 2 was a lot more interesting and a lot more interactive than I expected these matchups to go.
Indeed, it was.
But unfortunately, game 1 and game 3 sort of ended up the way I expected it to go, which is like whoever got initiative first sort of ended up winning. And yeah, I mean, it's just about drawing, who's drawing the more threats. I mean, which I guess is always how Magic goes, but yeah, I don't know. Any other questions?
In the decks, you need to kind of have a busted opener, because I feel like the late game draws really don't favor you because you're running so many like random cards that like speed up your game plan in the early game. You just have so many like dead Chrome Mox Lotus Petals that you could be drawing in the late game, and so if your opener was like just the like White Bloom, and I guess it Season 2, Taylor.
You're saying my game 3?
Yeah, your game 3, because
it was perfect.
You opened a fine hand, right? But like,
I was trying to describe it to you.
You drew only lands and a Lotus Petal to top it all off. So
yeah, my opener had 2 White Plumes, 1 Dungeoneer, and the ability to play the 3-drop on turn 1. Yeah, it seemed unlosable. I know I mulled to 6, but you mulling to 5 on the play, I was just like, oh, okay, this has got to be like 80% me. But
right, you're already up like 2 cards basically.
Yeah, I just didn't really. Yeah, I don't remember if I saw spells from there, but yeah, I mean,
I don't think you did. I think it was like
such happens.
Caracas.
Yeah, I explored into a City of Traders, a land, a turn that I drew a land. Yeah, it was a lot of. I do have just a ton of removal too. I was just like, okay, come on, like any piece of removal here, like.
Yeah, and that's why I played that Chalice on 1. I took a quick peek at your deck list.
Yeah.
I was like, the only thing that I lose to is either Solitude or Swords, and I can't Chalice for Solitude, so
I wonder.
Chalice for Swords.
I wonder then if I mean I don't think it would have mattered based on the draw, but I wonder then. Because wait, just a quick question. Because Taylor, you ended up going down the left side of the Undercity that game 3 to Scry. Is that right?
Yes.
Right.
Yes, that's correct.
The right as well. Stage left.
Okay.
Okay, Ghostman. Okay, Ghostman.
I'm just wondering if you don't block there and you just go for the damage race, but again, like. That would have just prolonged. I mean, that would have slowed your.
Like the first turn interaction with the White Bloom versus White Bloom.
I think I liked trading because I'm like, you're up resources. If you take a 1-for-1, right? Especially with all of those.
With 2 follow-up. Initiative creatures.
Yeah, I didn't think that was the wrong play at all. But I'm just now wondering if it would have been at all different if you just said, all right, well, I'll just take the initiative back.
Take the damage.
Turn,
well, here's what would have happened.
But then he played a 3/4.
Right. So if I take the initiative in combat there and play my Seasoned Engineer post combat, I'm then two dungeons ahead,
Oh, that's
2 rooms
true.
ahead
That's
of
true.
Taylor,
Yeah.
which puts me at like such a great advantage. Any swing after that would like put me really close to the last one, and the last one is so strong.
Okay, yeah. Then that makes sense to me.
I mean, I did end up having to pitch one of the adventurers to a Chrome Mox, which I was trying to delay that choice, hoping I would draw any white thing, but
Yeah.
so I guess I
Yeah,
didn't
and it
have
sucks because
3 creatures fully.
if you want to scry 2 with the Undercity, there's no chance that you get to draw a card unless you like. Oh, I guess you could goad and then draw a card.
Yeah.
Okay.
You can cross
You can
from left to
do it like
right,
that.
yeah.
But only
Actually,
in that room.
in post, I think one of the only or the biggest strategic thing I thought in the match was like the black skeleton was just kind of king. I was just like, I don't know if I can ever not
Yeah,
make
the
that
Black
in the
Skeleton
sideboard
has
games.
menace.
Yeah, just the
So it's
sideboard
great.
games were sadly exactly how I was thinking they were going to go, where that pro white stuff just like
Taylor, what do you mean? You had 2 Igon Joes.
not in my hand.
The only land you didn't draw was the one you needed.
Yeah. But I was just like, I don't know if I can beat that. So yeah, the having a menace non-white creature was huge. So I always had that in mind for. I mean, maybe not game 1, but yeah, I don't know. I'm trying to think of other. Definitely had a brain fart where I knew I couldn't channel Spirit Realm at one point because it was in exile, and then I still like later in a turn did it anyway. So there was an attack. I don't know. Maybe it was worth it to take the initiative back, but there was definitely a chump attack there where I was just like, oh yeah, I can't do that. Play that I know I can't do, but I don't know if that must have gotten some Gotties in the commentary.
I think
also, when I jumped over, actually, can I ask a question? Because when I came over for the rules question, I accidentally heard a couple seconds of talk, and I think you were all saying that maybe I should swing out in that turn. Was that a?
Yes. That was.
Yeah, I think. I mean,
Cheating.
that was the turn.
That
That
was
was the
cheating.
turn that you just attacked with the skeleton, and we were saying that you should. I forget the exact details.
Well, I don't think I could have, because I could have only attacked with one other thing.
Yeah,
maybe 2 other things.
We were looking at that. Yeah.
We should have a system where the player would at Judge in the chat, and then Judge would, or like anybody who's spectating would pull up.
that is good feedback. That is good feedback.
So then you don't have to like accidentally overhear anything.
Yeah, it doesn't usually seem like it comes up, and they just didn't hear me right away. But yeah, I mean, that was really tough to do. Once you had that Archon in play, it was just like, okay, if I cast a 3 or 4 drop, the mana just runs out. You're like, I don't have much ability to pay the tithe tax on that to attack. Yeah. So it's just kind of like that evaporated really quickly.
Well, great.
The second game was so sweet, though.
Yeah, it was exactly what I was thinking. I was like, there's 2 ways it can go, and that game 2 was definitely what I was picturing. It was just like every single turn we trade initiative and monarch. And that was it was about as miserable as I thought it was going to be. Just having to like annotate it all. I think I actually would have like preferred that game in paper by like a lot. But
yeah, well, we appreciate your annotation.
Caleb has some work still to do.
Yeah,
he's at work.
We attributed that to the frontal cortex.
So this is my my second league on cockatrices. So
we'll get you there.
Yeah, it's all good.
Yeah. Anyway, I think with that, we'll say goodnight to our viewers. Thank you for joining us for the feature match of Week 4 of the Lord of Luxury Constructed League, Round 2. We're playing Legacy. Thanks all. Have a good night.
Good games.